My junior year language arts teacher counted a college essay as a grade for the class. Making our college essay count for a grade forced my classmates and I to start the college process early. We went through the revision process as a class, bounced ideas off of each other, and made appointments with my teacher. I didn't realize it then, but I'm really thankful for my English teacher having our college essay worked into the curriculum, and it helped me a lot.
My senior year, actually, our very first assignment was to find two prompts, whether they were for the Common App or for a specific college, and write our college essays. And then we did class evaluations on them, and then she also did one-on-ones and helped us with that.
My English teacher actually made my college essay a component of my grade. So I took AP English language in junior year and AP English literature in senior year, and between junior and senior year, because I had the same teacher, he made our college essay a part of my senior year first marking period grade. So over the summer between junior and senior year, I had to write my college essay before most of the applications started. So that was a huge help to me. Um, it made me, because it was part of my grade, it made me realize how important it was. It made me refine many aspects of it that I might not have refined had I not been given that situation in terms of having it be a grade for myself. Um, but the fact that it was a grade for myself and the fact that my English teacher helped me with it and graded it made me realize that this is a very important topic. This is something that's passionate to me because it had to be passionate to yourself. That was part of the criteria for the grading system. And it made me realize that even though he marked it and he added comments, it made me realize that this grade was something to me that I took to heart. And even if the comments, kind of hurt, it made me realize that maybe he's right. Maybe this is what I need to get through the college application process and get into the school I want.
Um, my junior year English teacher really didn't help me at all. Um, but I was just really lucky that I had my guidance counselor. And even if my guidance counselor was busy, if another guidance counselor saw me waiting, they would help me too. So I'm really grateful for my guidance counseling office and my parents also, who helped me a lot during the process.
So I went to a public high school. My guidance counselor and I became extremely close, and she was very helpful in the whole process. She walked me through the Common App, and a lot of Virginia State schools also have their own application. So she helped me navigate that and really helped me figure out what I want in the school and narrow down my list.
I didn't really go to anyone else during the college application process. I was independent during most of it. But if I had any questions or needed anyone to talk to, I always went to my guidance counselor and he had answers for me.
The college application process was highlighted from the second that you started junior year. Your English teachers brought it up. The guidance counselor came into the English classes to talk to you about different programs that they had. One of the programs was you can go during your lunch period to talk to a guidance counselor about any stage that you're in the college essay, whether you're just starting it, trying to think of an idea, editing it, or just trying to finish the essay. There were a bunch of different guidance counselors and a lot of students, but the problem was that some students didn't have the drive to take out the time out of their lunch, out of their free time, to go talk to a guidance counselor about their essay. So some people definitely miss out on that opportunity, but I think that my high school did almost everything they could to really help with the college application process. We had a system called Naviance, where all of our information would be inputted into the system online, and it had all the history of all the students that had graduated from Westfield High School, what schools they got into, and there was a graph chart to see where your GPA fit into that, your chances of getting into a specific college, basically. Your SAT scores were automatically submitted onto there. This was all through my guidance counseling office, so they definitely did a lot of work. It was just my high school was a lot of students per grade, so it got backed up sometimes.
I personally had a very good college guidance counselor. He has been at my high school for a number of years. He has helped with many students. He very much is the reason why a lot of kids got into school, because of his recommendations, because of his connections to schools. However, I know numerous students who are my classmates that were subject to guidance counselors that were not the best. A lot of kids had this one specific guidance counselor who actually forgot to send the transcript of my fellow classmates to the colleges that they were applying to, and for that reason they were actually denied. So my guidance counselor, my guidance office was not viewed very highly in the minds of both the students and the parents of the students. So it wasn't the best experience, to say the least.
Even though I am an English major, I did not feel like my high school English classes prepared me for my college level English classes. In junior year at my high school, we had one huge paper called the JRP, the Junior Research Paper, and that was the first time I had ever written a research paper. The process took an entire marking period, so that's not very realistic now in college. I don't have a couple of months to write a paper. I have a couple of weeks. So I don't think that I had all the tools that I could have had in high school for my college English classes, but I did well in them, and I found different ways on my own to help me succeed in my English classes here at Loyola.
Did I feel prepared when I took my English courses when I'm in college? One of the college classes that I took was Chaucer. When I was a junior in high school, half of my junior year we covered the Canterbury Tales, which were written by Chaucer. And that was essentially what my entire Chaucer class was about, was the Canterbury Tales. So obviously in that sense I would be very, very prepared, because I'd written an essay about almost every single tale while in high school, and I hadn't saved my computer, so I always just looked over them before we started class or before we had an essay, and it made it very easy for me. The other class I took was Romanticism in college. I didn't go over this as much in high school. However, my English teacher's rigorous grading system for essays, which we had to write every 2 weeks, prepared me enough to realize what my essays were lacking and what my essays were strong in, so that I can focus on the lacking situation. Not lacking situation. The lacking aspects of my essays, and work towards bettering those, so that my essays were better. And eventually, this helped me in my Romanticism classes with my essays that I had to write for that class. Also, when I was in high school, but when I was a sophomore in high school, I mean, obviously you're 16 years old. You don't really understand a lot of the readings. Maybe you understand it better than you would as a middle schooler, but a big part of my junior and senior year was understanding how to critically read and analyze a certain book, topic, essay, and it helped me a lot to maintain the structure of the essay or the book, and it made me realize what was important. So when I got to college and I took this romanticism class, that practice of analyzing stuff and analyzing readings helped me to hone in on what was important in the essays. So I think that the English classes in high school really prepare me for the English classes in college.
I think that the first English class I took where I felt like it actually prepared me to write papers was my first writing class at Loyola. The biggest piece of advice my professor gave me was don't edit as you write. Just get all your thoughts down on paper and then go back and edit later. When you edit while you write, he believes that it kind of hinders the natural flow of things. So I think that while maybe in high school it laid the foundation for writing, I don't think I became a decent writer until Loyola. Yeah, absolutely. I think junior year is really critical in terms of kickstarting the college process. We focused a lot my junior year on like vocab terms and SAT prep. So while that was helpful in terms of the SAT, it kind of stopped there. So I think junior specifically getting a jump start on writing essays would be really helpful.